What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatching review for you. So today we are talking about the new collection from ILNP for winter 2023. It's called Home for the Holidays. But before we dive into that, if you haven't heard of ILNP before, they are an independent nail polish brand based in the US, and all of their polishes are 10 free, meaning they are free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish. They are also vegan, meaning they do not use any animal derived ingredients, and they're cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. So like I said, we've got their Home for the Holidays collection. We've got 6 brand new nail polishes and they're all scattered hollow jellies, which is a finish that I absolutely love. I've talked about it a lot on my channel before, and this time they're coming in the classic Christmassy vibe kind of colors. So I'll show you the swatches first, then we can talk about my thoughts on them, pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatch footage. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I'm using the ILNP base coat. So let's start off with this shade Forest Drive. This is a yellow undertoned green jelly base that is packed with a scattered hollow sparkle. And when I first applied this first coat, I thought it was going to end up being a little bit more on the sheer side, and I figured that these would end up being 3 coaters, but all of them actually ended up being 2 coats on my nail length, which I was very impressed by. I feel like this gave just the perfect amount of color on the nails, but still giving a good amount of depth with that holographic fleck. So it really sparkled beautifully. This definitely looks like a gorgeous wintry tree, especially with the little hollow sparkle. It makes it feel like twinkling lights. So really gorgeous shade. Very impressed with the opacity. Next up we have the shade Joy, and this one is a vibrant red jelly that has, again, that holographic sparkle running throughout. And this one was another formula that just really impressed me. Personally, I love a red jelly. I think that they always just apply so smoothly and easily, and this one was pretty opaque in the first coat, but I did need 2 to give me full coverage, and it's just such a gorgeous, vibrant shade. It looks a little bit deeper and more wintry in the bottle, but on my nails in 2 coats, it definitely gives off that sort of candy apple coloring, and of course we just have a lot of that hollow fleck running throughout that just adds so much sparkle and gorgeousness. So another one I really loved, another one that the opacity was just very impressive on. No visible nail line in 2 coats. Next we actually have 3 different shades of brown in this formula. So the first one is Cookie Cutter. This is the lightest of the 3, and this is more of that sand beige kind of brown color. And in the first coat it actually gives a really beautiful soft wash of color on the nails where you can still see that visible nail line, but it doesn't have any patchiness to it. But in the second coat it managed to pretty much cover up my visible nail line. I still got a ton of that gorgeous hollow sparkle in there. It definitely gives me great holiday cookie vibes. It almost feels like snickerdoodle kind of color to me. So really gorgeous one. Again, just really enjoyed this color. Then we have the shade Spiced Cider, and this one is sort of the medium brown color. It's described as a burnt umber, so it definitely has that sort of reddish richness to that undertone. And again, we have that hollow flaky running throughout that just adds so much dimension to it. So another gorgeous shade. I ended up doing 2 coats for full coverage, and it definitely leaned a little bit more on the red side for me. I think with that jelly formula, all of my yellow undertones are coming through a little bit, and they're really warming up the polish, so it might look slightly different depending on your skin's undertone, but it's just a really beautiful shade. And then the third brown shade is this one, Bear Hug. This is the deepest of the 3, and it's just this deep chocolatey brown jelly base that has the hollow flaky running throughout. And again, in that first coat, I thought it was going to end up needing 3 coats for full coverage because it is such a dark shade, and with jellies you do have to build them up, but I was really impressed with the coverage in 2 coats here, and you could still see all of that hollow sparkle coming through so nicely. Honestly, just the perfect brown polish in my opinion. This is definitely an instant favorite of mine. It's so beautiful, and I feel like it's just perfect for any season. And last but not least, we have the shade Sled Day to round out the collection. This one is a soft gray jelly base that is packed with the hollow sparkle running throughout, and this was another one that really impressed me with the coverage because we did get perfect coverage in 2 coats, and it did actually cover up my visible nail line, but we still got enough of that jelly sheerness to see through the layers and see all of the hollow sparkle running throughout. It's just a beautiful color. It definitely feels like a snowy day kind of shade, and it's just a perfect background kind of color. I think if you're doing some soft wintry nail art, this would just be so beautiful as a base, but it's also really pretty on its own. So here are all the polishes together, and I have to say, aside from this being just a perfect color story that just feels exactly like the vibes of Christmas time, I am just so impressed with the coverage of these. I feel like it's definitely a hard balance to have a jelly nail polish that can get opaque enough but doesn't feel like you're applying too many coats. And in general, I do find that a lot of my ILNP polishes are 3-coaters, but they don't feel annoying to apply 3 coats because they're on the thinner side. But these ones really shocked me because they were all 2-coat full coverage jellies. So I was really impressed with that. I feel like I'm seeing ILNP improve their formula over time, and I just am so impressed every single time. It just seems to be getting better. So definitely pleased with that. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about this collection. So those are the polishes, and I truly love them. As you can tell, I love the color story. I think they just flow so nicely together, and it makes me very excited for Christmas time. And I just really love that scattered hollow jelly formula. It's something they've done for a couple of seasons, and for whatever reason, my brain was stuck on it being a summery formula, but they have completely shifted my perspective on it now because this just feels like the perfect winter holiday collection. And I also just feel like these colors would be a really nice Skittle. I've been very into the Skittle idea lately where I'm just wearing full collections on my nails, and I just think the color story is so perfect for this. It definitely feels like something I'm going to be wearing a lot in December. So all of these polishes come in 12 milliliter bottles. They do have what I like to call a medium wide flat brush that has a straight tip. So the polishes are usually $10 USD, but if you purchase them during the pre-order, all of these are $9 USD each. But yeah, overall, this collection is a win for me. I really enjoyed every single one of them. No notes, just perfection. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of the polishes? What do you think of the color story? Are you planning on picking any of them up? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoyed my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also have a second YouTube channel, my vlog channel, that I've been sorely neglecting, but I will be back on there soon enough. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my royal astronomer Amanda M, as well as my cosmic admirals Paula, Ken, and Rosie. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question is actually a question that I'm going to be posing to you because there is something that I have always had just like in the back of my mind as a lifelong goal, and I feel like now I am at a stage in my life where I thought reasonably I could start to do this bucket list item of mine. It's related, I promise, we're gonna get there. But I've recently very lightly begun the process of looking into it, and it turns out it's a very expensive venture. But my question for you is, do you have a little winter/holiday village? And by that I mean, you know, when I don't even know what it's actually made of because I've really only seen it like in displays in like fancy places, which I don't go to that often, and also some people's houses. But I think it's like a blanket of snow, fake snow, and then there's just little houses that are lit up, and then also there's figurines and like a lot of things move, and like it's just a little mini village, and it's adorable. And I've always loved them. I've always seen them from afar, and I've always been like, when I am an adult, I'm going to have myself a little winter village, and that is going to be my thing. And I wouldn't even know where to begin. I just started Googling like little Christmas houses on Amazon. It's like hundreds of dollars per house, and I did not realize that that was so expensive. I feel like it's going to take me years to build up to even have a little mini village. That's so expensive. So is there a cheap place to buy those? And if you have them, how many years did it take you to make a village? That's what I want to know. So let me know in the comments. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!